call the meeting of the Madison Board of Police Commissioners to order. First item of business is to stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, next item is to accept the meeting minutes from the February 12th, 2026 meeting.
Motion to accept our February, or the last meeting
Yeah.
minutes.
February, yeah.
Okay, any discussion about the minutes? Okay, motion to approve the minutes?
Motion.
Amy and
Aye.
Michael? Okay, great, and Whit, okay, so, minutes approved. Public comments. I don't see any members of the public present, so, thank you very much. Public is always welcome to come and comment, and now we're on Zoom, and they can, get the Zoom link and participate if they want to, virtually, so. Chief's report.
Okay, good evening, everybody. We'll start with the budget, but before we do, I first want to give thanks to former Commissioner Thomas Cartledge for his service and duty to the town of Madison all those years, and I wish him well in future endeavors. Also to welcome Whit Scudder to the our commission. I know you're welcome last week, but I was in last month, but I was in here, Jack Drum. That's how you reach me, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, you have the handouts, we'll start with the budget. You have the handouts of the financial reports. Do you have any questions or add a few comments to it?
I don't. Anybody else?
For me.
Okay. I'm gonna refer to the munis report. 'Cause
Yeah, okay.
That's up to date and that's a snapshot within
Okay.
2 weeks. All right,
Yep.
as we go through there, we'll see some things that stand out. We go to wages. You see, we have unencumbered approximately $170,000, but you got to remember we're down 3 officers.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the formula we've used in the past with the finance officers, that as we get closer to July 1st, June 30th, probably around the end of May, we will start moving monies over to offset any overages in the overtime line.
Yep.
Second part of that, as you go further down, you'll see the highway construction project, special duty. That right now is over, and that's approximately $52,000. That fund has brought in almost $100,000. And the way they run that every year is, they give us a smaller budget line, and the monies that are returned, and we charge for the car, the officer, fuel, the workman's comp, and the overtime rate. And that usually brings in whatever the investment is, it comes back probably 1.5, 2. That goes back to the general fund. And that's, we've talked about why do they do it that way, they've done it this way since the day I arrived. And then prior to audit, it comes to 0.
Mm-hmm.
Those are probably the only 2 things that stand out. I know Doug went over, the Captain Harkins went over what the budget increases were, which are very small. I guess small enough where we didn't even have to present. You know, there will be, at the end of the month is the town meeting, and the referendum follows. The town meeting's on the 30th.
31st, and the referendum is April 20th.
Are there any questions on the budget?
Since you specifically mentioned special duty, is this amount larger or smaller than previous years?
We asked the labor side, the amount that has come back in so far, that'll probably go to about, right now Frontier's doing a lot of work in town.
Yep.
AT&T,
Mm-hmm.
and they love that overtime. They're working sometimes all week and into the night. So that line's probably gonna go closer to 100 by the time we're done.
Uh-huh.
And you're gonna see that they're probably gonna take it in. Usually it's about 140, 160.
By the end of the year.
Yeah,
by the end
so
of the
it makes money for the town, but it covers.
Yeah.
And I don't use the frontline cars, I use the cars, I use the spare vehicles.
Yeah.
I don't wanna put those frontline cars out there, I've always done that. We've had the discussion before that why I don't trade them in when we get the new cars.
Mhm.
They put those that I could put safely on the road for construction, it makes money for us. They wanna give us $1,500 in a trade, we're making over a 3-year period, 20, 30, 40 grand.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Okay, any further questions? All right, let me see. Monthly training report, Captain York.
So for the month of February, we completed 255 hours of training.
We did some, our online training. We did juvenile law, which is a mandatory requirement for our police certification. We had a lot of in-house training. Officer Gonzalez, we did our annual recertification for tasers. So we went through use of force and, the proper function of the, taser platform. Once again, we sent another officer to crisis intervention training. We've been trying to send every officer we can once a month to that training. And that we get supplemented through tuition reimbursements through NAMI, like the National Alliance on Mental, I don't know the I, something. But they supplement the tuition costs for that. So they're a great partner and with that. Also too, with our South Central Tactical Team, we were able to send 2 supervisors for managing critical incidents. The South Central Tactical Unit was able to sponsor that at the North Haven Police Department. Another class that was free of charge, but it was excellent training for our patrol supervisors to, go through the steps and procedures if there's a critical incident, what they need to do to establish a perimeter, etc. So how to manage that incident. And then the last is just our typical monthly housekeeping, the collect NCIC, and then Sergeant Roy in the SWAT training.
Any questions? Thank you, Captain. Traffic report, Captain Harkins.
In February, the Madison Police Department responded to a total of 23 motor vehicle accidents. Of these, 5 resulted in injuries. 12 of the accidents involved property damage only, while another 5 occurred on private property. Additionally, one of these incidents involved a party evading responsibility. The primary causes of these accidents were failure to maintain lane and following too closely.
Thank you. Recruitment. I'm going to have both Doug and Jeremy, Captain York and Captain Harkins speak to this, but at the end of the month, we have a Central Connecticut Career Fair, which will be attending and presenting for the town of Madison. We're also putting ads, new ads, a little more pop to them on the social sites. We put a test out, Jeremy did a couple of weeks ago, for dispatchers, and we brought in 16 candidates
Oh, yeah.
all over the state. So we're going to attempt to do this. Doug and Jeremy are with the police positions. We have to fill 3. And come July 1st is the 4th position. So if we get the same reception, it'd be nice to not settle on certain levels, to find people that really worked their way, went through school, want to be a police officer, and also the fit for Madison. Sir, you have a question? Jeremy, Doug.
Yeah, no, just to follow up, we had tremendous success with the social media doing the dispatcher vacancy. We posted that on Friday all weekend long. I was getting emails for resumes. We actually interviewed 4 candidates this past Monday. We have another line of candidates lined up next week for interviews as well. I'm still getting resumes as they're coming in. Also, there was a recent South Central test. I reached out to the top 5 candidates, and we actually have 3 interviews scheduled for tomorrow for entry-level police officer positions. And then, like the chief mentioned, we signed up for the Central Connecticut Criminal Justice Career Fair. That we will have representatives there just to, see if we could tap into the college campuses and everything. So it's gonna like a 3-prong attack to try to get the positions filled and everything. So. Captain Argus, you have anything to add?
No, I think you got it covered, thanks.
Yeah, you have interviews tomorrow also, correct?
Yes. Yep.
And we did interviews with dispatchers last week.
Yep.
And
Okay.
how would you characterize the quality of the dispatch applicants?
You could talk about that.
Do you see good possibilities there?
Absolutely. I will definitely be able to fill the candidate pool. I mean, we'll definitely be able to fill that vacancy from the candidate pool that we received. So.
Great.
And we conducted 2 interviews from the South Central test last week, and there's some good candidates too. Some of them are graduating in May, so we kind of gotta, hold on to them. We gotta make sure they graduate first.
Right.
But there were some excellent candidates, so we're excited for the same candidates for tomorrow as well. So,
Okay.
some of them just graduated college, so we'll see how tomorrow goes as well. But we've been very active in the recruitment part. So I'm also trying to line up academy dates. That's the next struggle is. You get your candidate, now you have to wait for an academy, so I'm trying to line up some of the regional spots, so when we do have the candidates ready to, go, we're not waiting around months to go, okay, there's an academy starting here, so we started that process as well, so.
Great.
We're full speed ahead to try to get the department all full, so.
Okay, great.
Thank you. Community calendar, Holly, and welcome back, Holly.
Oh, thank
And
you.
Jeremy, we had a couple events in February. I did involve myself in the Super Bowl. So as a judge, I'm not sure if that's my forte, but it was fun. Jeremy, Holly.
Yeah, we just participated in the Bare Necessities Diaper Drive. We had the Super Bowl. Super Bowl, yeah. I always have to like stop and say that. Super Bowl. We have the Touch a Truck event coming up for the Madison newcomers at the Surf Club. We also just signed up for, you'll see it, it's an addition, the Sensory Friendly First Responder event on May 2nd. So Madison Police Department, Madison Ambulance, I believe the fire departments as well. They're gonna do an event for special needs children where sometimes the Touch a Truck event could be a little overwhelming for kids, with special needs, autism, etc. So this is a small event where only 10 families are allowed at a time to not make it so sensory overloaded and everything. So it's a great event we just found out with, and so we'll be participating in that. And then Captain Harkins, I'll let you do all the Memorial Day parades and everything.
Yep, so we have the Memorial Day Parade on the 26th, and the fireworks on the 2nd, and the concert on the green on the 3rd. The 4th of July parade will be on the 4th, and Beachcomber will go into August. Just one other thing to note here, I have last week I was able to, I was with the Chamber of Commerce at the Read Aloud 2026. So we had a chance to, myself and people from the Chamber got to come down and read at Neck River School to read to the students. I had the pleasure of reading to 3rd grade class. It was a very good experience. It was nice reading to the kids. I think you might have a packet in front of you there. You can take a look at it if you have it. That's all I really have for calendar.
I'd like to just remind all of us that the Madison 200 committee is hard at work this year. And they have scheduled a number of events, which I know you'll want to coordinate with. The major event is going to be on June 27th at the Surf Club. And it's going to be an event which the Madison 200 committee hopes rivals the 4th of July in terms of a large number of people participating. So we just need to coordinate with them and make sure that gets onto your calendar.
I did ask colleagues to add it to the calendar for this.
So I met with, I see Dawn Jackson regularly. She's the co-chair that's Madison 200. And she had mentioned that they're still in discussions as to what they're doing on the 27th of June, but they did say it was gonna be in the Surf Club. I think they were anticipating maybe a band playing, something along those lines.
It's the Scott Murphy Band.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Well, there you have it.
So you give a discount?
She said it was early to discuss, how many people and, exactly what they were doing, but I had made an inquiry to her about, when they do get more details, to obviously fill us in so we can make sure that we have
Good.
police
Yeah.
presence down there.
Now, all I can report is the police pipe band's back in the July 4th parade, and now I'm hearing it's 50 members now. Just saying. Any questions? All right, regional shared services, I'll handle that.
Okay.
We'll talk to, we met with you, we have an annual meeting with regional traffic, regional action reconstruction, and the response team. And that's what we discussed. In the budget, you saw some of the increases to the dues, and most of that goes to equipment and training. It's training most certainly has gone up tremendously. So protocols are still the same, which is Doug, and a couple of changes to training criteria. They did add additional members. Wallingford has joined us.
Okay.
So they have joined the team. With their team, they were part of the Central. So they're now with South Central. They bring a lot of equipment and people. It's nice, So they're, the training has increased that way. Also additional members to the investigation, the accident reconstruction. So that meeting was 2 weeks ago. Their annual meetings for each. We discussed how the money's going to be spent and some of the challenges that we're seeing in the future. A lot of it has to do with radios and stuff like that. On that same note, shared services dispatch. There were discussions with Valley Shore We kind of dialed down on the background and looked at what we have for statistics. I know that's with the Board of Selectmen. We're also, my understanding is, whether or not that happens, they're looking towards also perhaps regionalizing with some of our neighbors that also have PSAP centers, actual PSAP centers, fire, police, and medical. A lot of this, the excitement of that would be the models that happened recently in Fairfield and Westport, and now it's Easton joining Fairfield and Westport. Farmington, Avon, and soon to be Simsbury, that system's being put together, that's 3 fire departments, police departments, and ambulance. So that model's just happening now, so that's a lot of information we glean. We suggested just having a discussion with the first selectman, perhaps we'll take a ride up, see how this thing was, what they've used, if they want to share whatever the research they did, the information that they have that had moved them through the template they have as to how they went from start to finish.
Yep.
So it's moved along.
Yep.
But I think that what's key here is that we have to make sure we maintain the level of service that this community is used to. From the communication side and police side, they've always enjoyed a quick response to most incidents. They're, on average, we had an incident years ago with the Hartford Current did a FOIA and a story on it. They said the average time for the town of Madison police, fire, and ambulance is roughly under 4 minutes. The average they had at that time was 2 minutes, 58 seconds. So, and of course, that's the fire department response, the police response with defib and oxygen, and of course, the ambulance. We've enjoyed having that status within the top 5% of the state. It's hard, we just want to join with people that are equally up there that happen to be our neighbors. So at some point that may happen, it's not gonna happen overnight, but we're moving that way as far as having discussions and research. Any questions? Okay. That's all I have for regional shared services. If you don't have any questions, we can go to correspondence. I really don't have any correspondence. I have one thing I did want to share, and this is important. I received this from the officer that left us to join the Wallingford Police Department, Officer Remington. And this reflects when we had our exit interview with him, as we do with all the officers that have left to go to other agencies. I wanted to take a moment to personally thank the department and you for consideration and kindness that you shared. The kind of genuine consideration is rare and meant a lot to me, more than I could probably put into words. Please know that your help did not go unnoticed or unappreciated. I'm sincerely grateful. Always remember the respect and courtesy the department has shown me. This is from Officer Remington. The key to his had to do with pensions. And that's why he left as the last 2 officers. So that's the only correspondence I have, other than phone calls. And I'll talk to that in the next section if you like.
You can move right into phone calls.
Okay, traffic issues. Okay, I read the minutes. So the issue with Horse Pond, that's coming up again. So I took the liberty of calling them when I returned to work beginning of the week. I did speak with Mr. I'll make sure that was Mr. Cohan, Dennis Cohan. His neighbor is Mr. Cipriano.
Yep.
Okay. The problem with Jack Drum is he wants it right away. I want it, when these requests come in, I want them addressed, dealt with right away. That's been our past practice. A lot of that was changed due to funding and budgeting, and so we then developed protocols on how we would do it. We follow those protocols. I need to get people's answers. I don't need people who, one thing in government that I've learned my whole life in government is people want an answer. It all starts with the pothole at the end of the driveway on a town road. So I called him up and I explained to him that we're in the process. I did promise, and you might remember the meeting, 2 speed signs, one coming from the south, when you come down south, and one coming from the north. So apparently that is not happening quick enough. Now this is over a year, so we're going to go ahead. We got the pricing on the signs. I'm going to go to the Board of Selectmen and ask for the approval, whether it be the equipment fund or other, to get them installed for these folks. And I told them I would report back to them. But for me, it's, I look at Route 1, and we've been forever waiting for crosswalks, West Wharf, East Fork being redone. Various other areas in town where the traffic's like out towards Donahue's, that there, the crosswalks by Cottage Road, the crosswalks, almost where Windermere is, signage there. So I was kind of criticized for doing this as a one-man show, but I think people need, one thing I learned is people want an answer. They agonize over it, you know, and in government, it doesn't run like a business, we spend money. What we do is they want answers to their problem, and their problem is big. When they come to us, this is what's bothering their quality of life and they want to address. And I understand that, and I take responsibility if they're unhappy for that. But I'm gonna do what I do best, is make sure it happens, and I'm gonna go back to the ways I probably was doing it. And just kind of give you one. So,
Well, let's remind everybody that a couple months ago, a couple meetings ago, we
last year.
reviewed, we reviewed the sort of intake form that the public can use when they're having issues. I know you'd prefer that they pick up the phone and call you, but they can, the form is on the website, they can submit that. And where does that go if they
well,
submit that?
it goes to, and they may be overwhelmed, it goes to the inspectors in zoning. It goes to Rob Russo, it goes to that office. It
Oh,
was
it doesn't
pushed on and
come
out,
here.
it would change. They had several changes of staff and everything. I get that, but I still, these folks come back.
Yeah,
They want an answer. And I leave the door open, you can call me direct.
yeah,
And so for me, it's much easier if I were to handle this like I have in previous years and bring it to closure.
right.
So that's the biggest thing. I apologize for the waving in the wind. I said I will get you closure on this, and I appreciate you coming. It was very, very courteous, and I understand that. Now, Doug, you speak to what we did with the enforcement also.
Yeah, so since the our last meeting, we've
Yeah.
had 18 motor vehicle stops in the area that the gentleman that came in to complain about speeding. So we've been addressing it the last month. We've been out there.
Can you speak to the speeds of the folks that you were stopping? Do you?
I don't, well, they were
Speed.
above the limit. I don't have the exact number, but they, you know.
Sounds good.
So, yeah, 18 stops in the last month, so we're addressing it. And even one time I was actually in it, one of the gentleman's driveway, remember
Oh, yeah.
they said.
You offered-
You know,
utilize
the
it.
driveway,
Yeah, I was in
yeah.
the driveway, his wife walked right by me, but, you know, so we've been out there, they're seeing us, so that's good,
Mhm.
yeah,
Okay, great.
yeah.
Thank you for addressing.
Okay, while we're on technology, just want to add one little, I want to speak to the cameras, and we came out of legislature today.
Okay.
And the program is fine, and they just have certain requirements that they would like. Example, not sharing information with ICE, et cetera. Doug, you, just brief synopsis on that. We still have the ability to do what we do and what has served this town best, especially as a force multiplier.
Mhm.
But some of the caveats, we cannot share it with ICE, and there were 2 or 3 other items they had.
Yeah, so what they wanna do is they wanna make sure that if you're checking for a license plate, you wanna put your case number, your agency, your name, so that every check is accounted for. Basically, that's the short of it. I mean, some of the companies were able to so for example, we're able to look in New Haven's database as they are able to look here. That's one of the reasons why we went with the company we went to.
Right.
Some of the majority of our stolen cars ended up there.
Yeah.
So we're able to utilize each other. But the thing is that you need to, if you're using someone else's database, or if they're using yours, they have to put their name, their case number, so that if there's an audit, you can say, oh, well, a New Haven detective ran this and this is why.
Yeah.
A Madison officer ran this is why, you know what I mean? So, that's some of the things that they want now. In the ALPR system now, they want identifying.
And this is from the state legislature, you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
And Captain, do you mind, it's not we don't use the same company that was having privacy issues, correct?
No, we do
I didn't
not.
think so, because I know myself and Commissioner Stefanowski, we had responded to some comments on Facebook that they were concerned about our brand. And I went back through our notes, I was like, no, I don't think
No,
we use a different
there was
company.
That was
That
Flock.
was Flock.
Yeah,
Flock versus Record.
but it's Record is the one that we use.
Record.
Okay, that's what I thought. so I
Fox is
just
when they were
wanted to-
complaining about the
Yeah.
privacy, we use Record.
Okay.
So
I thought, and that's what
it's
I
not
found
us.
in our previous
Yeah, we
notes. I
set the
just couldn't-
parameters.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doug. Any other questions? issues. We haven't had this in a while, but when we had 4 to 5 record services in town, we had to have people apply annually, and the Board of Police Commissioner has that authority statutorily, and they would give them approval. And that was post a federal DOT, state DOT, motor vehicle inspection by a certified officer, which we have one. So we were asked, there's only 2 in town right now currently that we have, and it's Aaronson's in Clinton. We also have United Tire in Branford. And a new company which is called Connecticut Auto Center LLC, based out of Milford, but they opened a North Branford location, right off the main road, off 22. So they'd like to get on the list. We've done the inspections, we've done the report, there's the due diligence, they're approved. We need you to approve them by vote, that they can now tow for the next year for the town of Madison. Get on the road, it's a rotation list that we go through.
Yeah,
If we have an accident, we have to call for records.
yeah.
We go through the rotation list.
So this is just a formality.
It's a formality.
Okay. Okay, well, let's take a vote. Everyone who approves of,
Do you want me to state it?
oh, yes, yeah,
Okay,
please,
all right.
okay, yeah.
Okay, I'm seeking approval for Connecticut Auto Center, LLC of North Branford, Connecticut, to serve for 1 year as a rotation record service in the town of Madison. I need your approval, that's the motion.
Okay, so do we second it? Should we
Well,
second
you have
it?
any- one of you has to approve of the motion,
Oh,
and then
okay.
somebody second it.
Yeah.
And if there's any further discussion, we'll have it. If not, we'll put it to a vote.
I will move to, make a resolution to approve Chief Drum's request.
Okay, and I'll second it.
Okay, and you have
Any discussion?
There's no reason, it all is good, right?
It's good, well, there's only 3, and we've never had this before, so.
And there's a whole checklist we have to go through, we visually inspect it and make sure all the stuff, so.
And they pass all your
They
inspection.
pass, myself and Officer Pazak went,
All
so.
right, so
Amy, do you have any discussion?
Yeah, I just wanna verify, so we're talking when there's an accident, these guys come in and do the towing, et cetera?
They do, if somebody make an accident, a car owner could request whatever they'd like. If they don't have a request, we go to rotation list. If it's an emergency blocking a main artery traffic, we use Route 1 or 95 ASAP.
So we already have 2, we're adding a third to the rotation.
Correct.
One time we had 4 and we had a 5th, they used to battle.
Got it.
Okay. Okay, so then, I'll move to approve.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
You have to vote, right?
Yeah.
Did you vote?
no, we didn't vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, okay, all right, all those in favor of approving this third company, Connecticut so-and-so, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, awesome. Any nays? Any abstentions? Okay, it's approved.
Thank you. That's Connecticut Auto Center LLC out of North Branford, Connecticut. Thank you. That's it. Where are we at? Liaison with state agency, I
Yeah.
covered that in the shared service. We did have a
Yeah.
meeting, Jermaine, this is Ronell, Higgins, the commissioner. Nicole Lake, who's senior counsel for the organization, and the head of OSET, SIG for the state of Connecticut, and we got the facts and established part of the path following on how we get additional funding down the road.
Yep.
Okay, that's all I got there. That's it.
Okay. Should I bring up about the traffic adjudicator, or you wanna bring it up?
Oh, okay. Well, you have we issue
We have an
town
opening.
infractions, town summonses, and generally most of those are during the fall or during the summer months. I say the fall for football games because people that come, and we have our favorite towns, they just park wherever they want. And so we issue them, and then they call and complain, some of them, and we have them sit down. It was Tom's cartilage, because you folks now have to assign a replacement from the commission. It is not the word heavy lifting, other than you have a meeting here, that we give them notice. We do most of the clerical work on that for you. We'll give you copies of some of the information leading up. It's kind of like presenting a case. And folks come in, and there's extenuating circumstances, people come in, and it's mostly town people that come in.
So one of us from the commission, it's like 3 to 4 times a year. It can be any time that's convenient for you. It's when they have a number of summonses sort of collect and then do it. So
What was it,
I took Tom's spot. I feel like the spotlight's on me and I'd be happy to do it.
I was gonna say, it doesn't have to go to a lawyer, but,
Wouldn't hurt,
it
right?
wouldn't hurt, yeah,
No,
so.
it wouldn't hurt. Okay.
So if you're not gonna duke it out, then, Wood Scudder we'll take the position.
Okay, so, I guess that wouldn't be a vote, it'd just be a consensus that,
Yeah, I mean, is there any discussion? Amy, no? Okay, yeah.
you're good? Okay.
all right?
So it's kind of like a little like the Honorable Judge Roy Bean, Madison Justice. Do you remember
I'll
the
see if I
movie?
can find a rope.
Yeah. Yeah, the curls, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
wig,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can I ask
Ab-
what happened? So I parked the wrong way 6 times and finally I have to go in front of Judge Witt, and what happens? What's like the outcome, a fine, a penalty?
Well, it would be you saying you don't believe you should have the ticket, so ideally you took a
Right.
picture. So you claimed that there wasn't a sign that said no parking, and you took a picture and there wasn't a sign. So it's things
Right.
of that nature where someone feels they didn't deserve the parking ticket. And
Got it.
we don't get that many of them, but when we do, then Whit will give him the police report, any pictures that we have. He looks it over and then makes a decision.
Only for the people who challenge it.
Right, for the people
Yeah,
who challenge it.
yeah.
Only for
It's
the
not for
jump. So it's
everybody.
basically
Yeah.
parking tickets when people, it's parking court, basically.
And it's for the people who are fighting it.
That are arguing against it instead of wanting to pay it.
But
Okay.
just what do we-
99%.
They pay it, or you can absolve them of paying it.
Correct, 90% of, they'll nominate, 90% of the, plus the calls, the officer, we have a picture of where the car's parked, that's what they do before they issue, take a picture of the car. They either do it with the camera, or they do it with the personal, their phone, they send it to the file, and we have that, so. A lot of the discussion that comes with people parking downtown, and when they're fighting for parking spaces and things are going on. And then behind, the southern row of businesses, and of course the beach parking, the ballpark field parking, things like that, that's where it comes. Or all the shoreline roads when people have parties and things like that. So, but most of the folks will call in advance and ask, to put extra cars in the street, and we get them cones, we work with them, so.
Thank you, Whit, for taking on that
My
responsibility.
pleasure.
Thank you, Whit.
Thank you, you're welcome.
That's all I have.
Okay, any old business? I think we took care of old business,
Correct.
so that's great. I guess we're on commissioner comments, so I'll take Ed's lead and we'll start with my far left, Amy and Puppy in the background.
Cookie and I have no comment. Thank you so much, everybody.
Okay, Whit?
Thank you.
Yeah, no comments so far, still happy to be here, still learning the ropes.
Great.
But, yeah, very happy to be here.
Michael?
No comments from me?
No comments for me either. And we had executive session if needed to get, talk about contract negotiations updates, but we don't
Yeah,
have any.
very briefly, they met, Doug just very elaborate what I was giving to, but during negotiations, obviously, there's much we can't discuss, but they had a meeting
Yeah.
this past week.
So we met last week, and there was a mediator there, and both groups caucused, so they're back and forth with the mediator. Some movement, but there's still some things that we're trying to iron out. I don't know how much detail I can get into in public
That's
forum,
sufficient,
but
yeah.
still ongoing,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, that's our update then, still ongoing. Okay, well then, if there's nothing else, anything else that hasn't been addressed? Oh, and I'm so sorry, Bob, I should have welcomed you. Bob Donahue from the Board of Finance is our, and I don't know, Amy, if you can see him, he's behind Al and Doug. He is our new liaison from the Board of Finance, so welcome, and let us know if you have any questions.
Thank you.
So,
We're very glad you're joining us.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Okay, well, thank you very much, everybody, we'll adjourn the meeting.
Thank you.